Aussies are back in the pool and everything is right with the world in the build-up to the Paris Olympics. Superstar Ariarne Titmus came within 0.06 of a second of breaking her own world record in the 400 free. Gee, she's looking good.
Yeah, she's absolutely put the whole swimming world on notice. That's the second fastest 400-metre freestyle time in history, the fastest 400s ever swum by a female in Australia. You know, obviously heading over to Paris, she's going to look to defend her 400 metres title. No one in this Olympic history has ever done that. She now holds 6 of the top 10 fastest times in history. I mean,
Dean Boxer looked a little peeved that she hadn't actually broken the record. Didn't he, the coach?
Yeah, but he got on camera saying, and isn't that what it's about for Dean? I mean, let's be honest.
Really?
He'd have some routines lined up because his swimmers are going to win a lot.
She's absolutely dominating that distance. Summer McIntosh at the Canadian trials, who is one of her main rivals. It was 4 seconds slower. And obviously Ledecky has her swimming trials in America next week, so all eyes will be on that event.
Just incredible mental fortitude, I mean, really, from her. It was sort of 12 months ago. She had surgery. She had that growth on her ovary and has spoken, I guess, about, you know, potentially even what swimming meant to her at that time and obviously working her way back to Paris. But to really get over that, push that aside. And I think people forget too, it feels like she's been around forever, but she's only 23. Yep. And she absolutely has this thing fine-tuned 6 weeks out.
She wouldn't be peaking yet, would she? Like a racehorse in your preparation. The main race is what, 45, 50 days away, the Olympics? So she surely wouldn't be at her peak just yet, would she?
You know what's interesting, June? The change. How many times have we gone into Olympics with all this expectation because of massive performances at the trials, and then the Olympics were too far away and for whatever reason we didn't quite hit the mark? But since they've changed the trial dates, because the swimming championships, the nationals were always, I think, April, and then they worked out, well, hang on, if the Americans are basically backing on the trials to the games, isn't that better? Because they seem to have much more success. Ever since we've done that, we seem to be a much more successful nation.
Well, it's interesting you say that. At the Tokyo Olympics, we got a record 9 gold medals in the pool, and they're saying that this team potentially could be our greatest team ever, and for the first time since the 1956 Melbourne Olympics, beat the American swim team.
You think about this, all the swimmers that will be on show, the McKeown and Ariarne, proven winners. So they're going to go in with a different type of pressure. OK, they want to defend their respective titles, but there's no reason to think this can't be a monster haul.
Yeah, well, she was always going to win and qualify, but that didn't stop the nerves pre-race. Look at this, you can see I guess that's how much it means.
Things could go wrong though, couldn't they? Seriously, you could, you know, false start.
Well, we saw that with Ian Thorpe in the trials in the lead up to the Sydney Olympics, and Craig Stevens had to make way, his training partner, so that Ian could have that race. But things can happen with swimming.
Kaylee McKeown sets up a great battle with Summer McIntosh, one of several, in the 200-metre individual medley. She's great. I mean, adding this, that's 3 individual events she's going to be in, obviously, with the 100 and 200 backstroke, which she was gold in. I mean, if she wins 3 gold medals, I don't think it's happened since 1972 with Shane Gould, so it'd be an amazing effort.
It's incredible, isn't it? I mean, real just sort of adding strings to her bow. I know she's done so well in that backstroke in recent years, but I don't know, the butterflies seem to always fall to me at the school sports. It was never something that you wanted to put your hand up for, let alone sort of later in your career to take that on. And I know it's at a completely another level.
I thought you were comparing yourself to an Olympian.
Mate, I am that far from an Olympian. There is nothing to describe. But she's just become so well-rounded in the pool, and to do it, I think, in that event as well, and to show people that she is more than just the backstroke. And
it wasn't just qualifying. It was Australian record, a Commonwealth record, and a 0.36 of a second PB. So, like you said, they're not swimming at the Olympics. They're not peaking yet. The Olympics is where they want to peak. So she's still got more.
Are we excited? I mean, is everybody looking forward to Paris? I mean, there's been over the last couple of Olympics, it's been up and down. What's the vibe?
Well, it has. It's been up and down, and it's been on and it's been off. Exactly. And they went to Tokyo, but there were no crowds, and everything in the city shut at 8 o'clock, you know. So it was Olympics-ish, if you could call it that. And that's not to, of course, take anything away from the athletes and what they achieved there. But I think the vibe around Paris, I mean, the location in itself is one thing, but they're going to have crowds back again. The team is absolutely flying, as you said, Candice, and I think everyone's really, really up for this is going to be another huge Olympics.
IOC masterstroke, so they had Paris and LA bidding for 2024, and they realised they're no longer in a position where they can just expect these major cities to keep bidding. They're few and far between, so they made a deal with LA, said, you have it in 2028, we'll supplement you and we'll make it worth your while because we want to have Paris in 2024. So, Tone, to answer your question, I think we're in for a bumper couple of Olympics. You think about like the locations and the time zones, because there's no doubt it's on the slide as compared to what it used to be.
Yeah.
But I think and then obviously for us, Brisbane in 2032. So I think we're about to go through a purple patch.
Yep.
Love it. All right.